Everybody, I'm Sean Reynolds, the owner of Properties Northwest, Reynolds Client Appraisal, host of the Seattle Real Estate Podcast. So we were at the office earlier this morning and we saw the news story come on one of the major networks, and a bunch of barricades have been taken down. Police was here, and State Department of Transportation, City of Seattle Department of Transportation came in and took a barricade. We'll go look at it. Took a handful of barricades. They've opened up one of the streets, and right now we've got news crews flying around in helicopters, a bunch of guys on the ground. So it does appear something will happen, but I don't know when. Nobody seems to kind of know when. What we do know is that 2 kids have been killed here on site. One just about half a block down the road from me here, right over this shoulder. There was a shooting on 2 nights, not last night, but the night before. And I'm going to switch it around. So we'll take a walk down there. And I'm just going to walk around until stuff happens, and we'll see what we see. So if you see the blue tent down here, the blue canopy right here, that is a memorial for the 16-year-old boy that was shot and killed 2 nights ago. And what happened is he drove his SUV into a barricade right up here and then got into a firefight with the protesters from here. There's videos online you can watch. Just bring in a couple of SEAL teams and clear them out. Yeah, seriously. The time here is just after 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. And so right here, all of these, this is the police station here, and this is where the protesters are kind of barricaded down. This is their last stand. So you can see the Seattle East Precinct is right there, and the entrance into the garage is right here. And these guys are seriously barricaded in, as Department of Transportation workers have already taken out a number of barricades. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's police helicopter, right? Not police helicopter, but news helicopter right there, circling around, just kind of waiting for stuff to happen. And there's a bunch of news crews on the ground. So I think things are going down. We just don't know when, and our mayor doesn't know when either. So in the absence of seeing DOT trucks roll up, let's just take a walk through and we'll see what we see. Yeah, special ops. Yeah, you're welcome for reporting. I am missing out on work, although this is kind of work for me, since I am a quasi-professional YouTuber, as funny as that seems. So we're going to walk across the street. And we're going to kind of make our way around here. Wow, somebody's smoking some weed. Are you smoking, Darian? Got my trusty guy, Darian Dunstan, here. He's got his stuff too. He's going to go live when there's a little more action. Man, I am getting contact high. I don't know who's smoking, but it's wild. All right, so here is the Seattle People Department East Precinct. You can see where they're just totally barricaded in. Stick up for humanity. Seattle is strong. And we've got a sign on the left-hand side of the police precinct that says this space is now property of the, and then a bunch of graffiti covers it. So let's kind of keep on walking here. There's a lot of weird people here, and I had a lot of requests to interview people here on my last couple of feeds. This isn't the place you really want to interview anybody. There's a ton of homeless people, and there's a ton of just wackos. So, yeah, there's that police. I keep saying police helicopter, and it's not. But media just circles around. You're not smoking. Yeah, it'd be okay if you were. Yeah, the homeless are kind of caught in the middle of this protest, and they've got kind of their own issues. There are services on the ground here. The city of Seattle does have services helping people, and they are helping people find solutions for the homeless problem. That usually means putting them in a shelter, and people have kind of been camping out here, Summer of Love style, but Summer of Love went wildly wrong with 6 people shot, 2 people killed in inside of 10 days. Walk towards the park. All right, let's do that. Request to walk towards the park, Diane. We can do that. Okay, we've got probably a mental case right here. This is pretty standard. All right, so there used to be a whole bunch of couches in here. They called it some kind of cafe. Those have all been cleared out. Here's the park here. Not a lot going on. Where's Brooke? Brooke could not make it today. She is actually working for her living. So unfortunately, she is not here. Sorry, guys. I know Brooke was a big hit. Where is 𝑺𝒆𝒂𝒕𝒍𝒆? Yeah, who knows? That guy hasn't been around for a while. I think he got his money and said, peace, see ya. Here is the taco restaurant that is served as kind of temporary medic headquarters. And here is this is the Black Lives Matter mural that all the artists did right at the beginning of C.H.A.Z when everything was happy. And you can see, I mean, it's some amazing art. It's just that it's on a public street. And then things just went crazy from there. So we've got that, and then you see all this green. I'll walk this backwards. Somebody spent some time doing this. So this is Black Lives Matter. So it's about half a city block of that. All right, the footage online that you'll see, all the barricades here, been taken down. So you've got no more concrete barricades. And if you saw my live stream from last Friday, this is where they started. And so we believe that they will keep going, but we just don't know when. So it's kind of just this fluid situation, but stuff is happening. So these barricades are down. You can now have vehicular access into here, and I think it's going to be a slow process getting up to basically up there, which is where the police station is, and that's going to be kind of the Custer's last stand, and who knows how that's going to go. Probably not well, because we know those guys are probably loaded to the gill with firearms. Man, wouldn't want to be driving a BMW through here right now. Not where I'd want to be. Yeah, how did the barricades get here in the first place? That's a really good question. So what happened is that they had all the streets totally blocked off, and in case they needed to get, say an ambulance in here, they just weren't able to. So the city of Seattle negotiated with the protesters in the city of Seattle very early on. I think it was like June 12th, maybe, just a few days after they took over this area, the city of Seattle actually came in and put the barricades down so that there is the ability for emergency services to get in. And we know how well that went because the shooting 2 Friday nights ago, the protesters, which media has claimed were non-violent, and they were. Just don't know who's doing what or why here. So if I stop mid-sentence and look around, that's what's going on. So yeah, City of Seattle brought the barricades in, and now they got the task of getting them back out. So let's keep going here. All right, typically one of the guards would be posted up here in a car, but now this is an open public street. This is the memorial for Little Mob. He was gunned down right here on this corner a week ago. He was a Seattle rapper. He was signed to a record contract, and he was 19 years old. Lorenzo. Darian, do you remember what Lorenzo's last name was? I don't. Yeah. Rest in peace, Little Mob. That's who he was. Yeah, there you go. And he is no longer with us. And as a parent, that sucks. I'm going to use a crosswalk because I am a law-abiding citizen. And for a long time, had the no photo, please be respectful. But I think that is kind of long since gone. So let's go over to the park and see what's happening. See if anything's happening. Lorenzo Anderson, okay. Thank you. Little Mob, M-O-B. Little Mop would be good too, though. All right. Actually, first, there's a news crew right down here. They're kind of hanging out. We saw them on our way in. So I don't really have any intel of what's going on. We're just down here hanging out, taking a look around. All right, so this is where all the major protests. Yeah, where's Brooke? Sorry guys, no Brooke today. She is actually working. She is a super hardworking gal, and she is a property manager. So she is at her building, and she is making a living. Yeah, the garden is still there. And we've heard Mary Durkin talk about Brooke is awesome. Yeah. We heard the mayor, wow, all of this. So this used to be just lined up with tents here.
You see how they put the donuts?
What's that?
Donuts?
What about them?
Didn't you say the guy was driving around in the field?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So 2 nights ago, the kid who got killed in the white Jeep Grand Cherokee, I think it was, Jeep Cherokee, he was doing donuts in here. So he got his car in here, he was driving around the perimeter of CHA.P., and he was taking random shots at people inside. He got all the way over to just outside the corner of the police precinct, smashed into a barrier, took 1 shot, and then he met with automatic gunfire or semi-automatic gunfire from the protesters. And that's why it's kind of become imperative, hey, you gotta take this thing down. Even a bunch of the protesters are saying, I'm gonna flip this around. That was a white SUV Jeep. I'm gonna go like that. I hate wearing a mask. So annoying. But I'll go maybe like this. So yeah, nobody out here really anymore. Pretty cleared out, but we'll go up and kind of see where the homeless are and see where the gardens are. I probably won't talk much through the gardens because that's where people have been living and they're pretty sensitive. And so, not that I want to be respectful, but I don't want to get hassled. And there's a lot of people here that will hassle you for no reason, especially if you're an old white dude. They don't like me. That's their call. They don't have to. All right, I'm gonna mask up and flip the direction around. Little check. Okay, so the city of Seattle, you asked about the homeless. There is a shoot up center. You can go in here, exchange your clean needles, shoot up, and then a lot of times you'll see guys just walking around here that are, yeah, they are on heavy drugs. So let's take a walk around and see what we see. A lot of the tents are down. Okay, so right over here, those are where all the gardens are. There's a bunch of people standing around. I don't really want to get involved there. There's some photographers, maybe media, who knows. What's that? Is there? You think I can just walk through? You want to lead the way? They do have cameras? Yeah. Okay, let's go through. Darian, lead the way. Yeah, please no pictures. Yeah. This is my favorite right here.
I told you about that. You're one over there. I thought you were in the seat. I thought you know. I thought wearing that. Yeah, two
How are you? Okay, I'm gonna get out of here because this is not where you want to be hanging out for a long time. I'm gonna get up on the path over here. We'll kind of take a loop around, see what's going on. That tent doesn't seem to be in good condition. Hard to stake your tent down now on concrete. Difficult. This area over here has always been really rough, as opposed to just, you know, kind of normal rough over here. So there was a video online of a kid getting hassled. That happened right here. Some guy from who knows what protest group said, yeah, you can't film here, made him take his live feed down, deleted his footage. All right, here is a public city structure that has been adorned with artwork. That's gonna take some cleanup. That's crazy. Don't know what's going on over here.
Last night, like,
This is kind of a super sketchy park, as if there's a less sketchy park. This is a super sketchy park because this is where all the homeless live. And a lot of them are seriously mentally deranged. Look at that, brand new tent. New tent. New tent. Where do you guys think they got those tents? 𝒔𝒕𝒍𝒆. Huh, interesting. Just a car driving down the middle of the park. It's pretty standard. Let's cut up this way, Dane. Got nobody around, so I'm going to take off my mask. Job applications. That's funny. We'll just leave. So they had a bunch of volunteer kind of handouts stuff here. These guys are basically all gone. We've got some holdouts and tents over here. Now, what is up with that? So down there is kind of the north end. This tree line is on a street, and that is the north end of Cal Anderson Park. That's the end of CHOP. You've got street over here where those buildings are, and you've got street over here with those buildings. And so we are literally in the center of the north end of Cal Anderson Park. Here's the famous anarchy baby, because anarchy works out well for so many people not. And here's the Cal Anderson reflection pool, no water in it. And I'm going to say they're going to need to clean that up before they put some water in. All right, you guys seen enough of the park? Yes, I have. Okay. So these are buildings, big office space. It's kind of the back side, one of the streets. On the other side is Broadway. I'm gonna walk down here, Darren, just so you can get a feel for the damage that's gone on to local buildings. This is technically still in shop, but it's the outer fringe. We're on the western side. Let's go in here real quick. Just covered in graffiti. Little Rage Against the Machine. And I love Rage Against the Machine. What? Not when it's graffitied on a public building. You gotta draw your boundaries. So this is what it's like on Broadway, which is just outside of C.H.A.Z. You can see C.H.A.Z is literally right there. And here we are. They even got, probably went through a window here, had to board that up. And they've already had to paint over, you can see 2 or 3 sets of graffiti. So, and that's the South Seattle Community Bookstore. And then you've got windows blown out here. How are you? There's a guy sitting there eating his lunch. I'm not going to video him if it's super awkward. Because believe it or not, believe it or not, some people are actually working in Seattle. So it's really just this few block radius of nonsense that's going on. And then outside, it's just kind of like business as usual. So you can see over my shoulder, there's just a lot of nonsense. All right. So we're back to the, what's that? Oh, so weird. There's a car. There's a car inside C.H.A.Z. How did that happen? So you might have seen footage of a dodgeball game that was going on, a pretty animated dodgeball. That happened right here on this tennis court. Rest in peace, little mob. Good, how are you? FedEx guy doing his thing. That's kind of the official beginning of C.H.A.Z. You see all these businesses just still boarded up. We've got ice cream there. Back to the Lil Mob Memorial. Pretty decent sized crowd up here, so we'll swing through one of the more graffiti ridden places. This is so weird to be going through here and there's no barricades. Public building. Yeah. What's that say? C.H.A.Z Glory Hole. Nice.
Yeah, to get someone open fire to that van, the 19-year-old, exactly.
So that chick that just walked past us is one of the activists that was running around here when Department of Transportation was trying to take down the barricades last Friday. She's always talking to somebody about something. Who knows? You remember her, Darian? Yeah. Wow, we've got 7.2 thousand people watching. That's crazy. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I've had a lot of fun doing this, although it's kind of sad fun because it means my city has just been taken over by a bunch of, not city, but a small portion of the city, which means this could happen anywhere. But our city leadership is so bad that they let this happen. They let a police station basically get run over by a bunch of kids that are out goofing around, sometimes extremely violently. And that's what people don't understand. You'll see the spin in major media that all of the protesters are all peaceful. That is not the case. I've been around these guys for, I don't know, this is I think my 6th trip down here, and it's never a peaceful feeling. Maybe at one time it was peaceful at the very beginning, but you can see by all the graffiti and just nonsense that this is not a peaceful deal. This is kind of war, and it's sad to see in a city area. We'll keep going. Yeah, the mayor failed the city. Yep. And so you've had 2 guys get killed, 2 kids get killed. They're both teenagers, one 19, one 16. And then you've got another 4 guys that have been shot. One guy was shot in the arm, one guy was shot in the calf. The other 14-year-old kid that got shot 2 nights ago, I'm not sure what happened to him, but the white Jeep Grand Cherokee was just literally riddled with bullets. You can see footage of that online. So I'm going to flip it around, flip the camera angle around here, and keep going. There we go. Rancho Bravo Tacos. How'd you like to be the owner of that restaurant and try and make it through all this nonsense? Just crazy. So we're back to Crazy Lady.
I'll show you the pictures inside in a minute. Finally got a good one.
This is another memorial that when the candles were lit up at night, it was pretty cool. Go back up, Darren.
I think you need one more camera there.
Do I?
Yeah.
He's got it.
Ah.
Yeah. Guy's making fun of the fact I have 3 cameras on 1 rig, but that's how you do it. I've got a GoPro Hero 8 going forward with a media cage with an external mic, and then I've got a GoPro Hero 7 with an angle kind of back at me in case anything crazy happens. I'll be able to get the footage. So what happened is that these barricades that used to be right here, it looks like now they're right here, so in front of the police station. I'm going to walk on the other side of the road because this is where they're all hunkered down, the protesters. We're back at the East Precinct here. I'm just going to walk all the way around.
See that?
Yeah, DOT. Let's go down there. There she is.
Going up now, but I don't know, it looks too big. Now that looks like a...
The trucks they had in here before, Darian, were.
Well, I know that has a rig on it too.
That's what we want.
But yeah.
So these are the protesters. They've got their own bevy of porta potties. City brought those in. This is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's the memorial for the other 16-year-old kid that got killed right here. Crashed his car into the barricade and gunfire with protesters. But don't worry, the protesters, they're peaceful, except when they bring out their AR-15s. How are you?
Good.
You're just hanging out,
Yeah.
taking some video? What do you hear? How long are you gonna stay here for?
Just wait for my colleague here. They need to make a stand here.
Okay.
Maybe hours like this.
Yeah. So you're just gonna hang out and see what happens?
Exactly. Because today there's
Yeah.
a lot of police cars, with shovels. So we thought maybe they come in.
Yeah.
But
Well, they came in and they took barricades down over there,
yeah.
but just nothing here. And this is kind of their last stand in here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think today, tomorrow should be something
Yeah.
is happening.
We just don't know what time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I wish we knew.
Yeah.
Make our jobs easier, right?
Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna keep walking. We're gonna walk down the street. Yeah, Seattle taxpayers paying to clean all this up. What a nightmare. Let's cross over here. Darren, can you square that screen away? I don't know what I hit.
Just click off.
All right, we're gonna take a walk. There's actually a Ferrari and a Maserati dealership down here. We'll go check that out because that got rocked pretty hard too. Here's the demands. We'll go do this demand sign one more time. Crazy. Yeah, we got to walk, Darian. I just jaywalked. Horrible. So we're going to go down to the Ferrari and Maserati dealership. So there's been some damage down here, but it was mainly just initially. And I think Chop has been pretty well hunkered down further up north. Yeah, door there. Yeah, so here's the Maserati service entrance. Customer parking, Ferrari and Maserati of Seattle. Yeah, here's how this did. Not well. Crazy. All right, let's go back up the other side. So what we've got is just kind of a standoff between the mayor and these protesters who are just hunkered down with their own barricades and porta potties and people bringing in supplies and just nonsense. Yeah, most of the graffiti here is just a cleanup, but there has been a ton of windows broken out. A lot of graffiti. All right, we'll walk back. Yeah. We'll walk back up and see if we've got anything else going on. Probably not. But I wanted to give you guys kind of a feel for what's going on and what's happening at C.H.A.Z. A little bit of activity, handful of barricades taken down. They must have some kind of plan, maybe? Who knows? Yeah, there's news. Please drive slow. So we've literally got the protesters' demands up on the building. Number one, defund SPD by 50% now. That's not possible. Number two, fund community restorative justice, housing, and healthcare. I think they'll do that one. And then three, freedom for all protesters. That's not going to happen.
There are people like me that will sit down for 2 hours and let's talk now.
Got some more media up here. And just some people hanging out. Oh, we've got bubbles. Somebody's blowing bubbles. It's important. Well, I've kind of taken you through everything that I can show you. So we've had a little bit of action today. The news helicopter, it looks like, is gone. The news crews are just hanging out. And the next whatever activity we have, we'll come back and film it as best we can. But it kind of seems like this is a slow process, and they're taking down a few barricades at a time. And hopefully the city of Seattle's got a plan and can make this happen. So thank you all for tuning in to the live stream. Really appreciate it. Again, I'm Sean Reynolds from Summit Properties Northwest. Love to have you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're gonna keep coming down here and doing the live streams for as long as this is going on. But for my day gig, I own a real estate brokerage and an appraisal company, and I host the Seattle Real Estate Podcast. So thank you so much for all tuning in. That's it for us. We're out. Thanks again. Bye.
Okay.